Sup, bro?
I hate it. I hate every last bit of it.
Oh! Woo-hoo-hoo!
Yeah. Yeah. This guy.
Yeah.
Goes cross country almost twice on his motorcycle, goes to a Wheel of Time nerd convention and thinks he's super cool.
Super cool. Don't even act like I'm not. You want to know something fun about the motorcycle ride? Towards the end, I noticed my tire was getting real bumpy.
Uh-huh. The tire was getting bumpy?
Yeah, like it's like bumpy, like it's, you know, tires are supposed to be smooth with like the little treads in them. This one's got like the tread wore out and now it's got bumps all around it, and I was like,
You wore out the tread?
Wore out the tread on both tires. I don't know how that even works. How does that even work? That was literally
How many miles do you have
bike.
total? How many miles total do you have on the bike?
Like no more than like, I want to say like
6,000, 7,000?
Like 8 at the most. Like I had 2,800 before I left. It's like 4,500 miles trip. Tonight we getting fancy. I'm putting some Old Smoky cherries up in this rum and coke. Because I survived that trip. I don't know. No, so I'm gonna take it to get serviced, and then I'm gonna be like, hey, y'all, remember all those insurance packages I bought from you? Well, you better make good on one of them, because there's no way those tires should be bad after like 6,000 miles. That's some bullshit.
Well, I think it depends. Apparently, there's some brands of motorcycle tires that are made to only last like 1,500 miles or less.
What?
And they can go all the way up to 10,000. I'm like, why would anybody do that? Who makes a tire for any vehicle other than like a push-pull wagon for 1,500 miles?
Maybe that's something I should have looked into, because Utah, we have a lot of snow and a lot of very cold, slippery roads. So there's like half the year is not even rideable.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have looked into that before I went. But you know what?
Look at the brand of tires that they put on it, and then look up how long they're supposed to last.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll do that. But we rode to WoTCon. That was the cool plan.
You see, the fun thing, that's why like it's a good thing that that you got a Kawasaki, Josh, because Harleys, they don't have planned obsolescence. They have planned your shit falls off and you got to buy a new one.
Yeah.
Which I almost had to do this time. Anyway, continue,
sir. Planned. You can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs.
Hey, they can't say it's bad quality and broke if it doesn't actually break. It just falls off the bike and disappears. Like,
I mean, yeah.
You didn't Loctite your shit down. It's your fault.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, they've got a point.
Obsolescence? That's what you fucking wrote.
No, so guys, this was the coolest thing in the world. We did, for those of you who were following along on our site, everybody, like, you really get a feel for the gravitas and amazing people in the Wheel of Time community when you do something like this, and your inbox is flooded with messages that are like, hey, did you make it home yet? Hey, I hope you have a safe drive. Hey, I hope you make it home safely. There was just so much of that, and it felt really good. So I was really, really grateful for all of that. But a couple months back, I had this, well, actually, no, like last year. I think it was last year. Yeah, it was last year. It was last year for WoTCon. I wanted to do this, where I rode my motorcycle to WoTCon because I thought it'd be a cool stunt. But then life started really hitting me in the face, and I couldn't make that happen. Well, this year it turned out to be a little bit better, and it made it work. And Andrew and I were able to like meet up in Columbus for WoTCon. It was a good WoTCon, and it was cool because there was a motorcycle convention there before us.
I mean, it was mostly cool. They annoyed. Well, don't touch it. They
don't touch it.
overall, they annoyed me more than anything. But I mean, part of it is just I naturally hate it being difficult to walk point A to point B because of a crowd of people or a group of people or even just three people just fucking standing in the middle of nowhere and like they see you coming and they just fucking don't move. And I'm like, yeah, no, it's cool. You know, nobody's trying to walk through here. Let's all just stand around like a fucking clusterfuck gaggle fuck in the middle of the lobby. That's fine.
Clusterfuck gaggle fuck.
Yeah. But the one that annoyed me the most was I just got there and I was waiting for a room to be ready. I was sitting outside on the bench. There was one lady, not even on the end of the bench, on a chair next to me. Otherwise, I was alone. They were off to the left side where everybody smokes, having their conversation, blah, blah, blah. No big deal. Until, like, one by one, four of them walked past right in front of me, wound up talking to each other, stopped and made a circle around right in front of me. I'm sitting there just, like, scrolling on the phone, enjoying a bit of silence, and then it's just fucking and then I get up and just walk away because I'm like, fuck this. I'm not going to sit here with this annoying shit. I'm going to go fix the thing that's wrong with my bike right now while I'm waiting anyway. And then they're just like, oh, like two of them are like, oh, sorry. And I'm like, no, if I fucking wanted to listen to a cacophony of fucking clucking, I would go to a chicken farm. So annoying. And part of me was like, yeah, you should be sorry, but I also just didn't say anything because I'm like, I'm not trying to start an argument with a bunch of elderly ladies who otherwise are actually perfectly nice and sweet.
I was about to say, this basically what this sounds like to me, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but this sounds like Andrew had to go out in public and he didn't like it.
I mean, that's most of it. That's most of it. This one was actually like kind of annoying because I'm like, I was sitting there calm by myself. Why did they make a semicircle in front of me? I don't know them. I didn't engage with any of them. We did not start talking. I didn't even lock eyes. And I still became just sitting in the middle of this semicircle. I don't know if it was the beard that just drew them in or what, but
the power of the beard compels you.
Fucking annoying. But then some random one of them, they hogged my bike. So they put a little squeaky rubber hog on the bike. And said who it was. It was a CMA for anybody that didn't know that or was wondering. A CMA is a Christian Motorcycle Association.
Yeah.
Not the Country Music Awards.
No, I mean, might be, but not this time.
It is one of my. I do like this phrase, cacophony of clucking. Yeah.
Carrie in the house.
Yeah, look at that. We're doing one that Carrie can listen to.
Yeah, that's right. Narcissus, I agree. I think they were drawn in by the power of the beard.
Is that what the hog really means? It's not a hey, here's a toy hog. It's a hey, we want the hog.
That's like the upside down pineapple of the motorcycle community.
Well, I'm sorry, you're not going to get a hog. Maybe like a runt piglet, maybe, but not a whole hog.
So we did a motorcycle ride to WoTCon. Had a great WoTCon. I think it went really well. Everything went pretty smoothly. There were very few technical errors that I can think of. I can think of one. There was the Old Tongue panel in that room that we were in. The soundboard there was buzzing. So everybody attending virtually had to listen to static. We got it kind of fixed at one point in time, but the next couple of panels were just like, nope, we're not doing this. But that's the only real technical issue I even know of. Like everything went really, really smoothly.
Yeah. I was actually able to attend all 3 days for one.
Which is monumental. That is so cool.
So, no, it was a lot of fun. There were a couple things I wanted to go to that I wound up missing, but
yeah.
So,
I mean that's just con life, though. I mean, you show up, and then you're like, shit, I missed out on like 4 things, but it's because you were busy doing stuff. Like, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
I will say day one, like I was all kinds of messed up because so we started out on Friday, right? And for some reason my brain kept saying Thursday. my brain kept being like, yeah, so I'm going to register, hang out, and then on Friday I'll wear my, dude cosplay. And I was like there, right? I was in it. And then it's like Thursday registration, and then we're in opening ceremonies, and I'm like, oh shit, today is the freaking con. So I had to, like, after opening ceremonies, ran upstairs, changed into my dude cosplay so I could be the dude. And it was crazy. It was insane. But it was awesome. The first two panels I was on, there was the Old Tongue panel, which was really great. Unfortunately, so Pavara was supposed to be leading that one. Unfortunately, she got sick. That sucks. But we brought in Dr. Michael Livingston, I presume. We brought him in last minute. He was real excited about that. That was a lot of fun. We got to talk. It kind of went more into like a linguistics etymology kind of a thing than a. Oh, why are you yelling at me?
You mentioned technical difficulties, and my shit just flashed, and the backgrounds went away from me. And
right,
I'm like,
that's exactly what just. Yeah. I was like, what in the
if it all flashed for you, it might be because I just uploaded 2 pictures that I'll show later on. But
heyo, all right.
I don't know if I can know.
Yeah, no, but so we had a really good time there. That was really cool. And we ended up talking about the etymology of different languages and how those different things work. And one of the cool, probably the coolest highlight I got from that one is, so we did talk about the Old Tongue. We talked about how languages change, right? And how Robert Jordan, when he was writing in the early books, some of the rules for the Old Tongue don't really match the same established rules at the end of the series, right? And we had this big conversation about that. It was really, really cool. And one of the things that Michael Livingston was saying was that he studies what people say and how they say it, because the verbiage, the way they say things, the words they use, and how they write those words down on paper, he says, I can tell you what approximate time frame they lived in and what approximate region they lived in, because language is just such a similar beast for so many people. And I was like, that's a really cool point. Like, I never even thought about that. And so we were talking specifically about Matt's Old Tongue usage in the first couple of books and how they didn't follow the same rules. And I was like, well, maybe with Matt's particular situation, he's got Old Tongue from a different era. Like, would that be, like 200 years sooner than the Old Tongue in the Age of Legends kind of a thing? Or 300 years after the breaking Old Tongue? Like, what are we talking about here? And it was really cool. I was kind of proud of this moment. But Dr. Livingston looked at me and was like, that would actually be the way to describe it. That would be the explanation for it. Like, if you wanted to have an explanation for why Matt's Old Tongue in the first couple books break the rules, so to speak, it would absolutely be because he was speaking Old Tongue from a different era than the other people were. And I thought about that, and not only was I super proud of coming up with that, but I was also thinking about that, and that would make sense as to why he could talk with Birgitta Birgitta never had any issues understanding what he was saying, or you know what I mean? Because it was always like, because Birgitta's a hero of the Horn. She's been around for forever, basically. So I don't know. That was my takeaway from the Old Tongue panel that I was on Friday. That was super cool. That was super fun. You did a panel on Friday too, didn't you?
I did. I moderated and somewhat participated in. We'll see how much they think I participated in. The first 5 Minutes in Heaven panel. Actually, no, that was
Oh, all
Saturday,
right.
not Friday. That was Friday or Saturday, not Friday. Jesus. Yeah, because Friday I spent all of Friday at the registration table covering for slots where we didn't have um, anybody to cover and fulfilling pretty much the role of the registration coordinator. Um, but yeah, Saturday I was on the first 5 Minutes in Heaven panel with um, Jen from Talk Around Riyadh, Dana Lou or Zul, and third person you probably don't know him. Guy Roberts plays Uno in a little TV
I've
show.
heard of him, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
He's one of them there Shakespearean nerds.
Yeah. So, but it was a good panel. I mean, definitely
I think
wasn't
that would
worth.
be interesting. I think that would be interesting because isn't the premise of the 5 Minutes in Heaven panel a 5-minute modification to an episode of the TV show?
Yeah,
Like,
if you could
that would make it
magically
better,
add
right?
5 minutes to each episode that you're talking about, what would you add and why?
So I feel like that would be super interesting with one of the actors there.
Mm.
Like, did he have any? I know you asked him about the meme.
Oh yeah, yeah, I did. Spoiler alert: he did not appear to be. He appeared to be none too impressed. So, though it wasn't the worst, he said it wasn't the worst.
Oh, that's funny.
So,
Oh, I was gonna flash it up here and it's gone. You took it out.
oh yeah, that one's probably been gone for a while.
Dang it,
Yeah, I can
Andrew.
add it. I'm sure I have it here somewhere.
But the cool thing, well, I'll just show this one instead of you getting.
Oh, well, I was
collared.
saving that for later, but
Oh,
right.
sorry. We'll share that one later. No, did Guy have any like insights? And I know he would probably be super like diplomatic about it. I know he wouldn't want to be like, oh yeah, this part sucked, and I'm really happy that we were able to change it because blah blah blah. Like, I don't think that was. I wouldn't think he would be something like that. But did he have like a 5 Minutes in Heaven type scenario that he would have threw out there?
He was
One that he
pretty
liked, I guess.
he was pretty diplomatic about his answers. Of course, one of the things he said was more scenes of Uno fighting. He also mentioned he would love scenes of them riding the horses more, riding in the combat because they trained a lot for the horse riding and to ride in formation.
Cool.
He did also mention like one of the other panelists mentioned that we would have loved to see like maybe some of the Shan creatures like the Grom or anything like that.
Yeah.
And he made the comment, and I don't know if other people have already seen this and talked about it, but to look like that maybe if people looked extra close at the scenes of the fighting with the Shan, they might find a thing or two. So, yeah. Now I got to go back and watch the fighting scenes with the Shan
Yeah.
and look to see if there's something in the background. But
Frame by frame.
yeah, just frame by frame, an entire half of an episode.
Yeah.
But things like that. But I mean, like that's the thing I noticed. Well, you notice about any of the actors and the writers and showrunners and stuff is they're very like diplomatic in the way that they talk about any of the stuff.
Sure.
Which is good. I mean, you don't want to be the one that like throws shade at somebody else accidentally. Like that's not what I meant, but that's what it seems like.
Well, and that's why I was saying that might be like a particularly interesting panel for Guy Roberts to be on, just because
he did both.
I know
he
it's not.
He did
I
the
know
5 minutes and he did the 5 minutes in heaven for the first 4 episodes, and then immediately after there was the 5 minutes in heaven for the last 4 episodes.
Yeah,
and he was on both.
I know that the premise of the panel is not to shit talk. It is quite literally like a, ooh, what would you have done differently if you could? But it's still
more
kind
along
of
like
fun.
what would you add?
Yeah.
It's less of like what would you change or do differently, and more of like what would you add. There were sometimes like I just really couldn't think of anything to add because I mean I thought about it off and on leading up to the panel. I mean, no, Zool was like definitely like really prepared. Um, because she had her notebook and had like notes and talking points and stuff, which is great. And I didn't because most of the stuff like I do is with Black Tower Podcast, and we wound up like off the cuffing a lot of our stuff, and it's just kind of like the style we have and the style of who we are. So
Yeah.
I don't know. There's probably somebody that doesn't like it and feels that I was unprepared for a panel with one of the people from the show, and I'm like, bro, like my entire my entire social media stuff is off the cuffing it. Because if I wanted reading stuff, I just sound like monotone. I don't know if somebody actually was or not, but if you were,
Yeah.
oh well.
That's super fun. I like that. That's a nice little. That's a juicy tidbit, a juicy nugget.
Oh, the Sean Chan thing.
Yeah, the Sean Chan thing. That excites
Yeah.
me. I kind of want to go back and watch it now.
I would feel like somebody would have like seen it or mentioned it, but
maybe that's in one of those scenes that got cut. Maybe that was his 5 minutes in heaven.
maybe
He was saying, if I had my way, you could go back and watch that.
But what about you? Because you did a total of like what 3 panels over the course of the whole weekend? Because you had 1 Friday and 2 Saturday.
I had 2 Friday, so that's where I was going to go next. Is on that next panel that I did was WoTCon, which is the hot sauce chicken wing panel. It was great. There was a lot of fun there. We had Caitlin Hatch, the innkeeper's daughter, come back as reigning champion because she crushed it. This year she crushed it as well. She did real good. She did real good. We had Grayson and us from the Lights Work. Yes, Carrie. Yes, I mean the panel where I cried. Thank you. It was so beautiful. We had Grayson and us from the Lights Work there. They did real well. Omar and Sarah from What Series were there. Super fun. And then, of course, Guy Roberts. And it was really, it's kind of a funny picture because you have Caitlin and the Lights Work and What Series, and they're all like eating the wings, being like, yeah, that one's pretty spicy. That one's not spicy at all. Whatever. And then Guy and I are over at the end of the table, like sweating and crying and and it was great. It was super fun. I enjoy it. I love it. It was a lot of fun. And one of my favorite things about it was there was a so everybody's heard the meme that Shakespeare sounds better with a Southern accent, right? Like if you haven't heard this, there's a meme going around that says that, and then you got people that are like making Shakespeare quotes.
To be or not
Texas
to
accent.
be.
Exactly.
That is the question.
And well, one of the cool things about this was Guy Roberts is a bit of a Shakespearean geek, as it were. And we kind of went, hey, how cool would it be to get Guy Roberts hopped up on hot sauce and then get him to do a Shakespearean quote with a Southern accent, a Texas accent? Because, as we all know, canonically speaking, Robert Jordan wrote the Sean Chan to have a Texas or Southern accent. Like that was what was in his head as he was writing the Sean Chan. Now, I loved that. I thought that was crazy awesome and thoroughly enjoyed the reaction there. because when we had Guy Roberts do a Shakespearean quote, and we had him do a longer one. Oh my God! Stop yelling at me.
That's your fucking GoPro, just like throwing a
Yes,
fit?
it's my GoPro, and it won't. It keeps beeping at me. I'm taking the battery out. But we had him do like a longer quote, and not only did he like nail it, like it was really well done. His Southern accent is real good. Like he did real good. He did real good.
I'll have to go back and watch
was-
it so I can hear it.
Yeah, it was. I mean, he just did such an amazing job with it. It was really awesome to see, and yeah, that was probably like the. Oh well, there you go. Waffles is bringing the heat. Gorgeous woman on TikTok doing it, and bisexual heart explosions began happening, and I don't blame you. But yeah, so that was the takeaway from the Watt ones, because that was real good. And of course, I brought the peach hot sauce, which was not my finest. I got numerous people saying that it wasn't that hot, and I think it calmed down a bit, and I was kind of upset with that. But some are great and some are not. That just means I'm gonna have to bring the heat next time. And I do have
maybe
a
next
friend
time I'll actually get to try it.
Yeah, I do have a friend growing reapers in his garden, and he's already promised me a couple if he can get some to flower. So
What is that? What is that older song? Don't fear the Reaper.
that's right. Why did you sound like
What did I sound like? Go.
Spider-Man? Who's the young kid that plays Spider-Man?
Tom Holland?
Tom Holland. Why did you sound like Tom Holland Spider-Man right there? Did you guys ever see this really old movie?
Oh, I was really confused at where you were going, and I was like, I didn't sound anything like any of those. It's a relatively old song. I mean,
It is.
for 2024 standards. So
You don't think there was anything wrong with that? Well, to be honest, guys, could have used a little bit more cowbell.
yeah, I
So-
know this is like the name of the band, but
Yeah.
it makes me violently ill because it sounds like a euphemism, and it just it's like stage 2 blue waffle.
Blech. What about your next panel? You had another panel.
I don't know. I didn't. I
That
wasn't
was
allowed to be on more than one panel.
They were like, Andrew's not going to be here the whole time anyway.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, he's not gonna be here anyway, so we'll just fucking take him off of one.
Oh, that's funny. Well,
Which is fine by me,
What did-
honestly. Like, let everybody else have their fun. Like, I enjoy being on panels, but it's like not the most fun thing for me. If I get to be on one, I'm happy. So, I mean, so far I've been on at least one panel every year,
nice.
and I'm very thankful for that. Consider I might not be on any panels next year.
What did you do?
No, I'll talk to you offline. I didn't do anything. I'm just joking.
Did you do something to get us canceled? And I don't even know about it.
No,
You
no,
didn't
no.
even tell me about it.
I said me, not you.
The Tower
I
stands
may
united.
not be on panels. You will probably still be fine. I'll talk to you offline. And by offline, I mean not recorded publicly for YouTube because
Yeah, that's right.
place.
It's sealed to the Mahales. You don't.
I'm
get
in place.
Maybe if you're a patron, you get to hear it in the pre-show episode, which is a reminder that if you want to be a patron, you can support the Black Tower for as little as $1 a month. And then you get access to live recordings, and you get access to early access to our episodes, and you get access to Patreon exclusive content, and as well as all kinds of swag and other kinds of fun things too. So, to include, if you get high enough in our patron levels, you get to you receive a coin which you then become a club member with
You
illustrious
just gotta
names
get high
as-
enough. And I was like, if you come on into the Patreon and you fucking smoke enough,
That's right. If you're a high enough Patreon level and you get a coin, you will join the ranks of Guy Roberts, Brandon Sanderson, the innkeeper Matt Hatch, and other illustrious names of people who have been issued coins as well. And then you too can play the coin game with us. My third panel, that was my commercial. We're done with that. My third panel, let's see, what was my third panel? I got to remember. What was my third panel?
well, so you did what ones? You did the Old Tongue.
I'm going to have to pull out some pictures here because I don't remember.
But I don't either. While we're waiting for you to figure that out, here's how Ashaman Link apparently.
Dude,
Thanks, Wine, for posting that in the Discord.
I saw that picture and I about died. For those of you listening, there's a picture of Josh, with a braid, and Andrew has the end of that braid in his mouth and is pulling it tightly, and it's a little uncomfortable. I'm not going to lie.
I deserve a braid tugger ribbon for that one.
Dude, you should get a braid tugger. You did tug the braid too. That's literally what you did.
What happens at WoTCon stays at WoTCon. Thank you.
That's right. I love it. Well, we did do our live episode.
The look on the faces that does it. Yep. Which was very nice because just in passing, we invited Matt Hatch, the innkeeper, to come and hang out for the panel. And he came by and sat down with us for a little bit. And Josh was able to put out a theory that he liked. I mean, we kind of joint did it, but
we
started it.
Yeah, so we posed our theory, which I think we've actually talked about this before too. I don't think this is something we uniquely brought up, and I didn't think about that until we started talking about it, and I was like, oh shoot, that's kind of a crazy thing. I thought we talked about this, and I think I remember talking about this before. But we brought up the question of, is the Dragon Banner a ter'angreal? And we know from book 2, the end of book 2, when Matt blows the horn of Valir, summons the dead heroes, and the dead heroes are like, something's wrong. I do out the banner.
I can feel it.
I cannot ride without the banner. And we started talking about that. We got deep into the lore, okay, with Matt Hatch, which I always love. I always appreciate, because Matt's a super smart guy. I always love,
and a super nice guy.
And a super nice guy too.
The whole family,
one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. And oh shit, Wine talked to Maria about that. It's a shame Maria couldn't be there, but we talked about that. Ultimately, what happened is we brought up that there's some AI software that's being developed now in the quote unquote first age that leads to some of the creation iterations, specifically the creation of the Blasted Lands. Right? Isn't that what you said?
I think you're kind of mixing too, because we were talking about everybody that's listening. If you haven't read The Great Hunt, spoilers for you. If you have read The Great Hunt, there's no spoilers here. When Rand and party go through the portal stones into the alternate world where they met Selene, and there's the wide swaths of scorched earth. Is what we talked about. Is that a reflection of a world in which, I mean, because it started off kind of as a joke that like a certain company who heeds the lock of Martin would send like skunkworks style weapons over there for testing in the first age, and that's just how they would test. But then it kind of became a thing. Is that a world in which AI kind of went rogue, or AI created things went rogue or went out of hand, and
that's
like
right.
satellites and burned lines in the earth? Because I think they even mentioned that they could see something like going across the sky while they were in that world. Like Rand's laying down at night looking at the sky, and he sees stars moving across the sky, like satellites would be. So
Yeah.
So I think that was. I mean, we did talk about all of the other stuff too, but I think that was the part where you could see the Theory Land eyes click on for Matt Hatch, and for a moment he was transported back to the wild theories on Theoryland, and you could just see him like, because I mean, you could just see the immediate interest and like, oh, I love it.
You know, I loved hanging out with Guy Roberts. Guy Roberts is a class act. He is sincerely one of the just the nicest, most fun people. I would venture a guess and say he might have had more fun at WoTCon than he did at JordanCon, but that's because he got to like actually hang out with people a little bit more. But you know, that's neither here nor there. But he came in and he just had a lot of fun with it, and I really enjoyed spending time with him. However, one of my favorite moments, if not maybe my favorite moment, was having a conversation with Theoryland himself and developing a theory that he loved.
Yeah.
Because you'd think like he's been doing this for literally what, like 30 years now, 25, 30 years?
A long time.
One would think that he's seen it all, heard it all, read it all.
Almost as long as I've been alive, yeah.
Yeah. And one would think that, you know, all these theories have been explored, and to just kind of uncover something or to talk about something that that he hadn't ever considered before.
Yeah. Well, that's some of the fun, like even we get to have with some of the newer folks to the fandom. So I can see why it's so much fun for them. Is newer folks bring newer perspectives, and a fair amount of the time it's something that's been explored or close to that has been explored, and that kind of answers it or seems to give an answer or consensus on it. But also with fair frequency, either a theory is reiterated that everybody's forgotten about, or a new idea is brought about, and then it's just a ton of fun. So we can add that to our to the repertoire now. We've semi-joint made a theory that Theoryland himself enjoys, and then the first WoTCon theorized about how the fourth age ends, and Maria didn't immediately go, "Shut the hell up, that's stupid." So that's a victory. Yeah.
You know, I think if we just throw enough shit at the wall, something will stick, and I'm okay with that.
How do you think this podcast started? Much less continued. Wait, the funny part is that's literally how we got to interview Kate Fleetwood.
That's true.
We threw shit at the proverbial email wall, and eventually something stuck.
And they were like, "Oh my god, just get these guys to shut up already." Yeah. Following that, I'm really messed up right now. Like, what was my third freaking panel?
Yeah, I can go look.
I was about to say, I'm like going to the. Oh, there you go. Yes, we need Alvaro. And yes,
I would
absolutely translate.
I would love to try Alvaro Morte.
Guy Roberts signatures. There's Carrie and I taking pictures. It was great.
Oh, I gotta go get my program because none of the panels for Saturday are listed on the website anymore. The BRB.
What? That's craziness. I'm going through the I'm going through the WoTCon diary, seeing if I can get pictures of that third panel. Because I don't understand why did I forget this panel? Wait, I know. Hold on. I got it. Oh, I know what it was. I got it. Haha. It was the great Malkiri meme off. How did I forget that? Oh my god. The Malkiri meme off was freaking hilarious.
Was that your third?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, I got to take the eye patch off.
on,
I actually can't see.
I was on with Lesby Nerdy. We were a team, and we went up against Meg Moz from Three Wheeling and Joe from Takaran Riyadh. And oh my god, that was so much fun.
You know what I just
Rob,
realized?
what did you just realize?
There's supposed to be a WoTCon symbol on the iPad.
Yeah, you don't have one?
Fuck is mine?
I have a WoTCon symbol on mine.
I don't. Did you have to stick it on?
No, it just came in the bag.
Oh fuck! All that for me.
So here's the fun part. We started the Malkiri meme off, and you know, basically the way that rolls is Rob from Malkiri Talks, Rob from Threefold Talk, Rob from Three Wheeling, Rob from literally everywhere, Rob from Malkiri Con, which will be in Prague this year. If you want to do What Malkiri Con, go check it out. It looks like it's going to be a ton of fun. And he moderates it, so he usually has all kinds of fun, entertaining things to do while the contestants are making memes. And Lesby Nerdy and I started out as a team. We were doing great. But here's the fun part. For our sample round, right, just to kind of get the creative juices flowing, have a great time, both teams came up with the exact same meme. Like it was funky, right? But we were like, okay, whatever. Haha, that was funny. It happened like 3 more times. It was crazy. Like it was just the weirdest thing in the world. And so we were like, okay, whatever. Well, when we got to the end, we were tied. And we needed a tiebreaker round, and we were running out of time. So Rob was just like, you know what? Pick a meme, any meme that's in there, and make a meme, and whoever wins, you know, this is winner take all kind of a thing. And we both picked the same image, which was Nynaeve with the dirty dishwater, like holding up the cup and being like, and I put, you know, Lesby Nerdy and I put on there, Dark One's taint, no problem, cheers. And we were pretty happy with that until, and of course Rob had to do it in like the most dramatic reveal fashion as well. He like scrolled down slowly, you get this picture, and Joe and Meg Moz are just sitting there waiting, and you get down there and the caption was "One girl, one cup." We lost fair and square. That was it. There's no beating that. That was too good. And it was a great time. That was so much fun. It was great. It was a lot of fun. That was, I don't know that I had any like really great moments there other than getting to be on a team with Lesby Nerdy, because come on, Lesby Nerdy is one of the coolest people ever. But there was a lot of it was just a lot of fun there. And I think that's the panel that I've worked the hardest on. And I don't mean like in like pre-prep or anything like that, but just like using the old noodle, using the old noggin in the while being a panelist. Like that was crazy. That was a lot of fun.
It sounds like it. So I didn't really go and watch any of the panels. I mean, it was just like, Saturday I came down for a couple different things. But
Yeah.
Sweat for your noggin. Saturday we also did Well, Tavern Wine and myself, we did the Fourth Age Band of the Red Hand thing.
That's right.
After I forgot, like, what I would call about half of my costume at home.
Dude, next year, next con, if we're doing another Fourth Age Band of the Red Hand, I need to bring my OCPs. I found my OCPs, and we need to get like actual red band hands patches.
I kind of have one. It's not just the red hand, but I think you'll like the one I have. It's a nice big round circle one from Scary Terry's Crafts on Etsy.
All right. I'm into it.
So we did that, and then this one that Josh showed earlier was at this was at the regular dinner on Saturday.
Yes,
like the everybody attending dinner. And it's a nice harken back to the early days of the podcast, because the fantastic lady dressed as the Soldam is Sophie from Tavir and Tees.
That's right. From Tavir and Tees. Like a lot of you guys might remember Tavir and Tees as one of the original Wheel of Time
merch
creators. Like, and they were the OGs. As a matter of fact, your dragon banner in the back, in your background, didn't that come from them?
Yeah, I think it did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it did.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure both of these came from them.
The Doviandis Sitovius again.
Yeah, the Band of the Red Hand flag and the dragon banner.
Yeah.
But also, after Kate Redding and Michael Kramer that we had early on the podcast when it was Aaron and I, Tavir and Tees was like the next like kind of big people that we had on. And they talked a whole bunch about their time going down to Jordan's house and hanging out with Harriet, and I think they make like an annual, or at least they did make an annual trip down there to hang out with Team Jordan. Yeah, there was a lot of villains. Yeah. Oh yeah, some people did gasp at the Soldam.
It was so good.
I mean, the people can be horrible and still have absolutely sick costumes from the TV show. I mean, the Shanchan are horrible people, but they have fucking sick costumes even in the books.
Yeah.
So
it's true.
Plus, she had ring pops. I mean, fucking come on now.
Who doesn't love a good ring pop? Yeah. It was funny too. I made a joke about the golden binky and how I still don't like the golden binky. And she was like, I have them. I will golden binky your face. And I was like, what? And that's when she binkied Andrew.
Oh yeah. I just came and sat down and you were like, hey, do you recognize this person? And I'm like,
yeah, it was
Soldam. I was like, oh.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And she was Brigida the next day too, and it looked really good.
Sunday?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know what though? I got her information, and we should have her back on the show.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Leave a comment if you want us to talk to Sophie from Tavir and Tees.
Yeah, she's not the only one that we got to reach out to. I know I got to send an email to some folks.
Hell yeah!
And there's a couple others that they want to come back on or come on the show.
Yeah, I talked to a number of people, so maybe we'll do a business meeting after this. You know, business, super important.
And just talking business about business.
Business about business.
Businessy business.
Businessy business. Yeah, you know, and then we had closing ceremonies, which is always bittersweet. Every year I tell myself I'm not going to cry. Every year I do.
What a baby back bitch.
I know.
Baby back bitch. Baby back. No, I'm kidding. No, it is sad leaving, man.
It's always sad leaving.
It's okay to feel sad.
I made that TikTok where I was like, some of you want to know what it's like coming to one of these conventions. And it's like walking into a room and meeting people who are going to be your best friends. Maybe. It's like walking into a room of strangers and meeting the best friends for the rest of your life. And it really is. I really feel that way. And it's always sad, when you have to leave those people again. But it's also worth it. As long as I have the funds in my pocket to attend these events, I will be there 100%.
But even saying goodbye, you can still go and do some fun things.
That's true.
Like we did Sunday after closing
That's
ceremony,
right.
where we went to go try some sausage at Schmidt's.
Oh, yeah. So we got to go with London and
Knuckles
mustache.
Look at that
mustache. Look at a beautiful mustache. We went to Germantown. We went to Schmidt's. For those of you who don't know, there is a pretty extensive Germantown in Columbus, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
And
Schmidt's Sausage House und Biergarten. No, not beer garden.
Beer garden.
Not a beer garden. What was the second part? Schmidt's Sausage House Restaurant. That's just that. It's just Schmidt's Sausage House. That does not look like anywhere the place we went.
Hold on, let me pull up the link here.
I mean, the place is old enough and has been there so long, like you can see it kind of over Knuckles' mustache's head. That right next to the 240, that's the street address for the place, that little plaque you see on the wall is a historical marker. So like it's applied for and been recognized as a historical landmark, and it's been there that long and is that significant. And based on the taste of their sauerkraut and bratwurst balls, fucking they should be.
Dude, that shit was so tasty.
It was so good. Like, I just looked at them on the menu and I was like, that just seems like it's going to be fucking delicious. Are you uploading that one to show?
I am uploading that one.
Because I was saving it to upload it too. But they were so fucking good. Like, the combination of the sauerkraut, the bratwurst, them being fried and it still being really soft and like kind of squishy. Like it would easily, like the balls would easily fall apart in your hands. Giggity. And the mustard sauce that you could put on it. The German. Oh, bruh, it was so good. So like the pretzel was good, but I'm sorry, the pretzel like paled to the balls.
Dude, you know what got me about the pretzel? It was the texture.
It was, yeah, it was still really good.
Here we go.
Nice crunchy and then, of course, outside.
Got a nice photo opportunity. Andrew in his lovely lederhosen, and me in my traditional German dress with my long blonde braids. Ooh, saucy balls. Pour on my sauce and my hell balls.
Pretzels, pails, balls. Sounds like a bad game of like rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah. And then after Schmidt's, so this is part of the cool thing that I really wanted to do. After I rode to WoTCon with someone, it was really great with Tree Hugger. For those of you who know Tree Hugger, we got to hang out with Brother Dan a little bit and some of the Scandinavians from the Flickerverse. If you haven't checked out the Flickerverse, definitely check out the Flickerverse. They are a fun show. Tell them the Black Tower sent you. Send the Black Tower their regards or something like that. And then we went down to the convention. And then Andrew and I, after leaving the convention, after leaving WoTCon, we rode down to Deals Gap, Tennessee. And we rode a stretch of road called the Tail of the Dragon.
Maryville, Tennessee.
Yeah. We
Dragon
ended
City.
in Deals Gap.
Yeah, we ended in Deals Gap.
But it's 318 curves in
Yeah.
one 11-mile stretch of road. That was so much. I didn't load up any of my pictures, but I got that one picture. You know what? I'm going to load it up. I got that one picture of both of us.
There's a view from the
That's
back.
the back end.
That's what I love, because like every time I look at it, I'm just like, look at how close my fucking saddlebag is to just.
Dude, you are really hitting that road. I love it.
Yeah, man, that was one of the sharper curves. Like, because this is my second time riding it, and the first time I rode on this same bike, I didn't have any of this extra gear on it, like the whole touring pack and everything. And I rode with my feet on the floorboard, so I was tucked in closer to the center of the bike for the curves. Because I mean, it's nerve-wracking especially the first time you go on it.
Oh yeah,
because it's not like going into it. You pass a sign that says "High Motorcycle Crash Area next 11 miles."
11 miles.
Because that sign's not on the other side. When you come from Deals Gap, you don't see that. There's no psych out sign when you go into the Tail of the Dragon. Coming the direction we did, going down past the lakes, you hit that psych out sign that says this big sign, hazard or warning, high motorcycle crash area next 11 miles.
I love it.
Here's another one from the front.
From the front, baby.
So, but this year, when I rode this time, I was able to keep my feet on the highway pegs most of the time, which I was really happy about.
Dude, I was hugging my tank, man.
That's what I did the first time too, man.
It was a lot of fun though. I will say this, like I really enjoyed it. That was something that yeah, you do. That was something that I could make that a thing that I just do on the regular. Yep. Like I loved that. That was something special. I really, really enjoyed that.
Yeah, you got to look up the full dragon, because there's a dragon's claw, there's a dragon's spine, and they're not like immediately close to the tail of the dragon. Like there's a fair geographic separation from all the different parts of the overall dragon ride. But the tail of the dragon is, I think, one of the ones that everybody talks about being the most fun.
Yeah.
I think, well, I've heard the spine of the dragon is a bit more intense, has more curves and a little bit more distance. But
is that
because I know we saw the claw of the dragon is a circle.
Yeah. I know there was one of the patches you saw that was like the trifecta or something like that.
Oh, it was another route. Okay. I think part of the route was US 19. Because I mean, there are other like really cool roads to run around. I mean, you're in the mountains, you're gonna find curvy ass roads. I like my roads like I like my women, curvy.
Yeah, no, I recorded almost all of that, like going up and down the tail of the dragon. I got that on video. So be sure you're subscribed to our YouTube, because that will be going on our YouTube.
Did you get the last bit as well, where we were going kind of by that river before we hit all the construction? Whenever we were supposed to hit 19, but I was like, I'm just not going to turn on 19.
Yeah, I think so. Because remember when I honked at you? When we were.
Oh, was that you turning it on?
That was me turning on the camera.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what was going on. I just know we started going on hers. Beep, 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 beep. So, I was more kind of surprised that I heard the horn.
Dad. No, but it was
a worthwhile trip, because I also burnt my brand new like frog tog pants. So.
Oh, I should specify for the audio only people. Leia just jumped in and said, "Hi, I'm Leia," and I posted the comment and said, "Hi, I'm Dad."
Said, "Hi, I'm late," but all right.
Hi, I'm late. Yeah, that's right. Hi, late. I'm Dad. Whatever. You know what I mean.
Oh yeah. But not sure if we've done it yet, but promote the survey. Oh yeah. This recorded episode will have to go out this Friday because we didn't record last week. So if you're listening to this live, today is the last chance to fill out. We have a survey out for interest in our annual event called The Gathering Madness. It will be in Charleston, South Carolina this year. Bit of a date change from the previous ones we announced, and I promise it is worth it because while at WoTCon, we were talking to Maria about The Gathering Madness, and the weekend we planned on, she was going to be at a knitting convention. So we have shifted to do the following weekend. So it'll be the 25th through the 27th of October because Maria loves giving guided tours of the gardens. So that's super dope. And we may have also spoken to someone who wrote a little book called Origins of the Wheel of Time, Dr. Michael Livingston, about getting up with him and seeing if we can go and check out the office. So I think these are things that WoGearCon has done in the past. WoGearCon is not doing a physical in-person thing this year. I don't know if they're doing virtual or not, but I know they're not doing a physical thing. So if that's something you didn't get a chance to do at WoGearCon, or you just want to do it again, or whatever the case is, and you need more of an excuse than just coming and hanging out with us, well, we should be trying to do all of that this year at the Gathering Madness. That is at least the plan.
That is
also why we should.
So,
but
make sure you check that out.
There's a survey for who's interested. It closes out at 11:59 or whatever, basically midnight. This coming Friday night, which is the 26th. Yeah, the 20. Is it the 26th or am I doing the second? I think it's 26th. I could just go to the survey and find out. It's not like I didn't write it right there on the survey.
Post the link.
26, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time, 26th of July, this coming Friday. If you're listening to this publicly, that's it. This day is your last day to fill it out. This is just interest. You're not committing to doing anything or going anywhere. It's for us to gauge how many people are interested in attending, both virtually and in person, so we can plan accordingly for what style accommodations we're going to try to do. Right now, we already have more responses than I thought we were going to get. So very thankful for that. But yes, there will be both options, virtual and in person. But,
we always try to make sure we do a virtual thing for the Gathering Madness, even if it's not going to be, like a full weekend of live streaming or anything like that. We do try and make sure that there's.
I mean, we do the opening is or intro or welcome is live streamed. We generally will live stream a regular episode. We generally try to have a couple guests do one or two guest hour panels for us or so. We do the closing streamed. The Taste of Tate is streamed. To a limited degree, the mixology is streamed because YouTube can get weird about the mixology stuff. We try to do as much as we can. So if you're interested or want to provide your input to hopefully make the whole event better, please go and check out the survey because it also asks what kind of events have we done in the past that you would like to see again this year? And also excluding those events, do you have ideas or other things you'd be interested in seeing this year? So we'll be using a lot, if not all of this. Well, we'll take all the information into account when we plan for this year. So please do the thing.
Please do the thing.
Pull that lever, Crunk.
Pull the lever, Crunk.
Sounds like a dare for somebody to fight.
It does, doesn't it?
You think you can take it? Fucking pull that lever, Crunk. Wrong lever, bitch.
Oh, on that note.
Oh no, it's all falling apart.
We want to thank you all for being here. We want to thank you all for listening. Thank you for tuning in on our WoTCon post-mortem, where we get to talk about WoTCon. We get to talk about some of our post-WoTCon activities, as well as our future endeavors, where we shall be throwing on our own event, the Gathering Madness, the madness of gathering. And we're going to have a lot of fun with that. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks so much for listening. Once again, reminder, if you want to be a patron, it's just as little as $1 a month. Every single cent is recycled right back into the Black Tower podcast because we want to make this a better experience and a better show and a better place for you. Thank you so much for being here. Andrew, do you have anything else to throw out there? Anything else to add?
Our link tree is in the description below, along with the discount link to pre-order the Eye of the World soundscape from a long-awaited soundscape, which is awesome. Gotta go and check it out. There may or may not be something cool coming in related to that, but I'm not going to say too much about it right now. There's a lot of cool things for that, but specifically with us with that. Also, there's the discount link for W down there if you're trying to get some jitter-free energy. Go and check them out. 10% off using code BTP. And as always, if you don't want to click the link tree and then click our website, you can just go to blacktowerpod.com and find links for everything, including the Patreon that Josh was talking about, where you get access to all the raw, unfiltered, no protection stuff. Just straight raw dog taint. Anyway, all of us here at Black Tower Podcast, thank you again for hanging out and listening to us. We hope you've enjoyed it. We certainly have. I have been your Bajan Mahal, Andrew. And I have been joined by
your Sorovan Mahal, your Mahal of the Sorovan variety. My name is Josh. And we thank you for being here. We thank you for hanging out with us. And wherever you are, we hope you leave this recording just a little bit more insane than you were when you first got here. Yeah. And to quote the Dusty Wheel, smash to black.